Ooh, these guys really like to play rough.
Yeah, them balls was bouncing together so hard I thought I was in your mom's bedroom.
Whoa, I think that hit reverberated through the time-space continuum.
The what in the who?
This is one seriously dangerous sport. Those guys hit head-on.
Oh, I hate hitting head-on. It hurts.
Boom, crash, bam, splat. That one had everything.
You forgot kablamo, Don. Kablamo.
That looked like more than just a friendly pat there, Paul.
Yeah, I learned all about that during my community service. Apparently no really does mean no, Don.
Oh, talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place.
A cock and a hard what?
Whoa, that was quite a big hit. They both look a little rattled.
You said it, Don. Hell, I'm sitting all the way up here, and I'm a little bit rattled.
Man, that hit looked like a car crash.
Yeah, I was in a car crash once. I was so drunk it would have been terrifying.
Oh, that hit looked bad. I think an arm was lost there.
Don't worry, Don. That zombie's got another one.
Holy cow. The dents in those balls are gonna need to be buffed out.
There's nothing like a good ball buffing.
That hit was damn hard. I'd be surprised if they get up.
They better get up. No chance of winning if you're unconscious.
Whoa, looks like there's some flirtation going on out there.
Well, if you ask me, there's better places to meet women than the zombie pens, although it has worked out well for me.
Boy, Paul, I can't remember the last time I saw so many balls colliding.
Yeah, except for that time back in college, right, Don? Huh?
So, Paul, what kind of approach do you want to take in this sort of event?
The fastest one possible, Don. The one that results on guts on the floor in the greatest quantity in the least amount of time.
So, Paul, any sage advice regarding the subtleties of this event?
Subtleties? There ain't no subtleties. You get on a bike, mow them down, and watch them bleed.
Tell me, Paul, what makes these bonus zombies so special?
Points, Don. It's all about the points.
Timing is absolutely key in this event.
You bet, Don. If your aim is off even by a little bit, them zombies are going to be flying all over everywhere.
Well, I see some of the contestants are big fans of charging at the zombies.
That was always one of my favorite tactics, Don. With a good charge, you can get 3 or 4 of them bastards up onto the scale at one time.
Care to comment on the flick approach, Paul?
Yeah, Don, it's all about establishing a rhythm. You might only get one at a time, but surprisingly quickly you can stack up them flesh-eating bastards.
Paul, does one's approach to the game change when you reach the bonus round?
You're damn skippy it does, Don. It's all about trying to get as many of those dead sons of bitches into blast radius as you can.
I ask, how easy is it to hit one of these zombies?
Not as easy as I used to make it look. You gotta lead the target if you want to have a chance of nailing them.
In your opinion, what would you say is the most important aspect of this game, Paul?
Killing zombies, dude. What game have you been watching?
I wonder how this game
The
is supposed
object
to...
of the game is to roll the ball, Don. Let's go!
Wow, those bumpers really send the contestants flying, Paul.
Yeah, they sure do, Don. And the skilled players can use that to their advantage. Them bumpers is good for quick changes of direction.
So what about the curved walls? Is that for any real particular reason?
Yeah, you hit those suckers right, you can fly right over your opponent.
Any tips on how you'd like to approach this game, Paul?
Yeah, Don. To win, you need more points than your opponent.
You've really got to plan out how you place your hats, Paul. Losing even one of them can cost you a lot of points.
Yeah, you know, to be honest, Don, I never really got how the points worked out in this game. Math was never really my strong suit.
And they're at the zombies, right off the bat.
What are you talking about, Don? There ain't no bats in this event.
Time for these zombies to meet their maker.
In the sloppiest way possible.
Just a reminder, audience members in the front row, it's now time to put on your complimentary raincoat.
That's right, Don. Strap yourselves in, folks, because there's gonna be flesh flinging in all directions.
Oh, and the massacre begins. Don't you love seeing this sea of red?
Actually, it kind of reminds me of the holidays at my in-laws.
It's time to get your metric ton of zombie meat.
Hey, get that pansy-ass metric crap out of here, Don. This is America.
All right, time to start tipping those scales.
And don't them fat ones ever do a good job of that.
Whoa, here comes the first wave.
It's raining zombies. Hallelujah.
Are you ready to see some zombies fly, Paul?
Are you kidding, Don? I've been ready since last week. Let's go.
Looks like it's zombie flinging time.
Bring 'em and fling 'em.
Time to rock and roll.
And when the arena's rocking, don't come knocking. Not unless you want your damn face chewed off.
It's time to put this mechanized headgear to use.
You know, Don, I could be wrong about this, but I don't think those are surgical grade.
Our doctors are in the house, and this operation's underway.
And you know, speaking of operations, a lot of ex-players claim to suffer from an inexplicable fear of brain surgery. I never was able to figure that one out.
You know, Paul, this game is the true definition of a hat trick.
Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with that lame-ass hockey game. Suck it, Canada!
Place your hats and grind some skulls.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Now, go and get your grinders.
Yeah, I just want them to hurry up and set them off. I love watching those things get set off.
All right, fire up the grinders. The game is starting.
Man, I love the sound of zombie guts hitting the wall. Splah!
It's time to get psychological on these zombies.
Yes, we are opening their minds to new possibilities. With weapons.
Boy, oh boy, that player sure knows how to handle his ball.
Yeah, but don't worry, Don. When it comes to ball handling, you are still the undisputed champion.
I've never seen such a display of ball handling.
I bet your chin would say different, Don.
You know what time it is?
No idea, man. I'm not wearing a watch.
Here we go.
Bonus round!
30 seconds has rolled around.
Rolled around. Good one, Don.
What a terrific gore fest this is turning out to be.
This is what TIR is all about. Blood, guts, glory, and guts.
Wow, just look at those zombies die, Paul.
Wait, I thought they was already dead.
Woo-wee! What a gooey mess.
I just love seeing zombies spread out in an even layer like that.
Blue sure is an ugly contestant, Paul.
Don, Blue comes up here to kick your ass. I ain't stepping in.
These zombies don't have any guts. Not anymore, they don't.
You know what they say? No guts, no glory.
The body parts are just flying tonight.
Looks like they let these ones get a bit past their best before date. Means they break apart easier.
Hey, where do you think they get all these zombies, Paul?
Hey, that one looks just like you, Don. Although he probably has better luck with the ladies.
I shudder to think what we would have done for fun before this show.
Them guys is making zombie loaf out there. Just like Mom used to make.
Oh, they're making mincemeat out of those zombies.
I always wondered what was in that stuff, Don. That and fruitcake.
Wow, Paul, these zombies sure are after blood tonight.
Oh, whoa, Don, what's that smell? Is that the zombies or is that you again?
Hey, Paul, did you ever wonder if what we're doing here is actually
Holy crap, that was awesome! Oh, sorry, Don, what was he saying again?
I talked to one of our contestants, Paul. He said his mom's a zombie.
Well, I guess this is his chance to get his revenge.
Any idea what the kill count is tonight, Paul?
Yes, I do, Don. It's exactly who gives a crap?
How about you, Paul? Ever had an encounter with a zombie?
I thought I did once. I cracked him over the head with a tire iron and split his head wide open, and then I found out it was just a hobo.
Hey, Paul, I hear they're giving out free TIR t-shirts tonight.
Oh, yeah, really? I want one. Hey, dude, fire one up here.
Oh, look, there goes a zombie head up into the crowd.
Some lucky fan is going home with a souvenir.
I have a feeling that contestant might throw up.
I think I might throw up.
Wow, this has been a pretty exciting match today, Paul.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't call in sick, even though I was hungover and I wanted to.
Wow, those zombies look pretty pissed off, Paul.
Hey, Don, did you know that zombies lay eggs?
No, they don't, Paul.
Really?
I'm just curious, Paul. I'm wondering, what do they feed these zombies backstage?
That's just one of them unanswerable questions, Don. Like, is the moon actually made out of cheese, or how many holes are really in your head? It's one of the things that people will never know.
Boy, oh boy, the fans are really getting into this one.
Yeah, I think there's a fight breaking out in the upper decks.
Whoa, this one's become a pretty heated battle.
Speaking of heated, I think I left my oven on.
Here at TIR, we don't discriminate. We've got zombies of all kinds.
Yeah, like, that one's kind of cute, man. Hey, Don, I think she just winked at me.
Oh, man, I think that zombie sprung a leak.
Looks like a fountain of blood. It's eerily beautiful.
Oh, so many zombie corpses. I certainly don't envy the janitors.
Screw coffee. There's nothing like the smell of zombie blood to really get you going in the morning.
Nowhere else but Fortune City can you find action like this.
You hit the nail right on the head, Don. This is F&A awesome.
Oh, look at the slaughter out there, Paul.
Yeah, it brings back memories of walking home from school, don't it, Don?
So, what do you figure they're gonna do with all these dead zombies when they're done?
What do you think the special ingredient is in the arena hamburgers?
You know, Paul, some of these zombies, they look familiar to me.
Well, that one's actually my ex-wife. Best $5 I ever spent.
There goes another zombie.
Talk about losing your head over things. These zombies just cannot keep it together.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's game is brought to you by the makers of Zombrex.
Always take your Zombrex, folks, because as you can see, the alternative is not pretty.
That is one seriously mean-looking zombie down there, Paul.
I think that guy delivered my last subpoena.
If I ever got stuck in a horde of zombies, forget trying to win money, I'd be out of there pronto.
I don't think pronto's a real word, Don.
Man, look at all that contact down there.
Yeah, is this a zombie kill zone or a singles bar?
You certainly can't be afraid to make contact with the zombies down there, Paul.
Oh, yes, you can, Don. In fact, that's one of the conditions of my probation.
This is such an amazing night of zombie combat.
I've had more excitement in the back alley after the game, Don. Give these people their money's worth already.
How do you figure they get these zombies to be so hostile, Paul?
I actually showed him a picture of your wife before the game, Don.
I don't think I've seen this much excitement in one place at one time, Paul.
I agree, Don, but you wouldn't know excitement if it snuck up on you and hit you in the ass with a shovel.
One thing's for sure, you really gotta bring it all to the game, Paul.
Absolutely, Don. You gotta give 110%. Unless they're giving 120%, which will leave you 40% behind.
It certainly takes perseverance and patience to succeed out there.
Yeah, just like it takes patience and perseverance to succeed in bed with your wife. Ha ha! Burn again!
These contestants have just got to hang in there, Paul.
Yeah, you know, that reminds me of that poster with the little kitten hanging off the branch. I like that. That little guy's cute.
And now, fans, it's time for a word from our generous sponsor, Phenotrans.
Phenotrans, makers of Zombrex. Zombrex for a better tomorrow. Hell, stockpile your Zombrex, then you can have a bunch of better tomorrows.
Our show tonight brought to you by Phenotrans, the makers of Zombrex.
Zombrex, so you can have that second chance at not being a stinking zombie.
Why, Paul, what would you do if you were bitten by a zombie?
Well, Don, I would reach into my medicine cabinet for my handy supply of Zombrex. Zombrex, live a little.
Wow, Paul, that zombie looks like your old neighbor Bill.
Holy crap, you're right. That bastard never gave me back my bowling ball.
One of those zombies looks like the guy who had the job just before me, Paul.
Yup, that's him, all right. I had to comfort his wife for months. She was inconsolable.
Now it's time for Pounds of Flesh. This is the game where contestants have to flip as many zombies onto the scale as they can.
Pounds for points, Don. Pounds for points.
It's time for Pounds of Flesh, where you have to launch as many zombies as you can onto the scale.
Especially the fat ones, but they're worth the effort, because the fatter the zombie, the more points you get.
Pounds of Flesh. Send zombies flying onto the scale for maximum points to take home the win.
And specifically target the fat ones, because the bigger, the more sloppy, the more obese the zombie, the more points you're gonna get.
It's time for Headache.
You gotta grab them hats and slap as many of them on zombie noggins as you can to get the ultimate multi-zombie kill combo.
Ramster Ball. I love this game. Steal the power and hit the crushers to watch your points skyrocket.
Ramster Ball, hells yeah! It's all about high speed, hard blocks, and big balls.
It's time for some Ramster Ball. Remember, you need to power up your ball before you can activate those crushers.
Oh, there's nothing I like more than them big balls of steel.
All right, this one's for all the marbles. It's time for Slicicles.
If it moves, kill it. And if it don't move, kill it anyway.
Now it's time for Slicicles. And the stakes have never been higher. Our contestants are gonna have to kill every zombie in sight.
Especially them bonus zombies. They're your key to victory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TIR 17. We got a hell of a good show for you tonight. I'm Don Andrews. With me, Paul the Mauler Lazenby.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome once again to the greatest sport in the world.
That it is, Paul. We'll get down to that action in just a minute. That concludes another night here on TIR. I'm Don Andrews.
And I'm Paul the Mauler Lazenby.
Thanks so much for joining us on behalf of all our generous sponsors and the makers of Zombrex. We hope to see you again.
Good night, everybody.
All right, now it's time for some ball busting, Paul. Players shoot balls at zombies as the doors fly open.
Man, my wife ought to be on this show. She's the ball-busting world heavyweight champion.
Now time for Ball Buster. As the zombies appear, players pulverize them with bowling balls.
As I know, Don, you can do a lot with big balls.
In Ball Buster, players need to watch the doors as they open to expose zombies, then pulverize them with balls.
Man, what is it with you and zombies' balls?
Ball Buster. Bonus zombies will get these players special power-ups, Paul. Keep an eye out as the doors swing open.
As I can tell you from experience, you never know what's gonna happen when you hit them things with your balls.
I love Zomboni, Paul. Players fill up their tanks with pure zombie gore and then shoot it into collectors.
That's right. Tonight, we're getting tanked.
In Zomboni, players grind, then shoot for big points. It's the game where quantity matters over quality.
That's right, this game is proof that all them women that told you size doesn't matter was dead wrong, Don.
Now it's time for Zomboni, where players drive zombie-sucking tanks, then fill collectors for points.
Oh man, if I had a dime for every time I watched you suck zombies.
Here in Zomboni, players ride over zombies, turning them into a fine mist, then spray it all into collectors.
I love this event. Nothing I like seeing more than zombie guts spraying all over everybody.
In Bounty Hunter, you gotta watch for those bonus zombies as you shoot all you can.
Yeah, in Bounty Hunter, it's more bang for your buckshot.
The zombie sniping game Bounty Hunter is all about accuracy and precision, Paul.
Exactly the skills I've been spending the last 20 years trying to refine at the urinal.
During Bounty Hunter, players snipe at zombies, keeping a special eye out for bonus zombies and the jackpot target.
The strategy here, Don, is to just keep mowing them down. That's how I did it.
With one good shot, you can prevent your opponents from scoring here in Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't need, Don, is any help preventing you from scoring.
The next game is Master Shafter, a game of spearing flying zombies.
Man, who comes up with the names for these events? Sigmund Freud would have something to say about that guy.
In Master Shafter, players fight to spear flying zombies first.
Master Shafter. That's what your wife used to call me, Don.
Master Shafter requires not only speed and strength, but agility as well as players battle each other to spear zombies.
Yeah, Don, it's not the size of your lance, but how you use it. Actually, I'm lying. It's all about the size of your lance.
Master Shafter requires not only speed and strength, but agility as well as players battle each other to spear zombies.
Yeah, it's not the size of your lance, it's how you use it. Actually, Don, I'm just trying to make you feel better. It's actually all about the size of your lance.
Players here fight each other to spear zombies. I can't wait to see the zombies fly in Master Shafter.
Master Shafter? Seriously, who makes this crap up?
In stand-up Zomedy, players stick props on zombies for points.
It's kind of like decorating a Christmas tree, except way more disgusting.
In stand-up Zomedy, players stick props on zombies for points.
You said it, Don. Hats, tutus, and once in a while we'll even raid your closet for lingerie.
In stand-up Zomedy, players stick props on zombies for points.
Kind of like what we do with you when you get drunk and pass out at staff parties, huh, Don?
In stand-up Zomedy, players can try to put all three kinds of items on zombies for maximum points.
Basically, the stupider the zombies look, the better. Kind of like when you dress yourself in the morning, huh, Don?
In stand-up Zomedy, players can try to put all three kinds of items on zombies for maximum points.
Yeah, Don, just like when you used to build a fire at summer camp as a kid. Except without those uncomfortable sleepovers with the counselor.
Our players really need to aim for those bonus zombies.
Or just massacre a crap load of the normal ones.
Getting to the bonus zombies first should be their focus.
Oh, a motorbike with chainsaws! That is pure genius!
So what's the best way to nail the high score, Paul?
You gotta mow down them bonus zombies. Chop, choppity, chop, chop.
So what's the keys to the game here, Paul?
It's very simple, Don. Simply load that scale down with steaming zombie flesh.
Scoring here depends on quantity, not quality.
Which explains why your wife is so unhappy, Don.
It's pounds for points here, Paul. I'm afraid to ask, but any advice?
Don, the best players in this event are always the chubby chasers. You gotta go for the fatties, because the fatties mean more guts, and more guts means more points and better value for the fans' entertainment dollar.
It's pounds for points here, Paul. I'm afraid to ask, but any advice?
Don, the best players in this event are always the chubby chasers. You gotta go for the fatties.
The only way to score here, Paul, is to be it and stay it.
It's just like playing tag. If you was playing it in a slaughterhouse.
The key here, Paul, is they need to chase and hit the player who's it.
It's just like giant pinball, Don, except with people.
So how do players get to be the active player or it in the game?
Well, Don, to become it, you gotta bang on them balls, just like your wife likes to do.
Now here, players want to put hats on lots of zombies, right, Paul?
Take the hat, slap it on the head, activate the hat, scramble the brains. So simple, even a child could do it.
So the dynamite will allow players to knock hats off other players' zombies, right?
It's a real blast when that happens, Don. Get it? Blast?
Points increase exponentially depending on how many of your hats are activated at once.
I keep trying to get my wife to use this as a headache remedy, but she won't go for it.
Tell us, Paul, what's so great about those bonus zombies?
I love them, Don, because they do all kinds of cool shit.
What do you think, Paul? Could they have given this game a better name?
Shut your stupid pie hole, Don. Ballbuster is pure genius.
I know I'm gonna regret this, Paul, but how do you suppose they get all those balls into the gun?
Quit asking me stupid questions, you moron. That's the magic of television at work.
So, what's the key to success here, Paul?
The key here, Don, is the bonus zombies. They do absolutely incredible things to your balls.
So, what's the key to success here, Paul?
The key here, Don, is the bonus zombies. Like the girl I hired last night, at least I think it was a girl, they do absolutely incredible things to your balls.
All right, Paul, fill him in. How can the players gain the advantage here?
This game is all about balls. Focus on the balls. I don't really need to be telling you that, though, do I, Don?
All right, Paul, give us your 2 cents. What do you think of Zomboni?
Zomboni? What kind of a lame-ass made-up word is that?
You know, Paul, I don't see how this event is athletic.
Who the hell cares if it's athletic? They're shooting blood from hoses, Don. Blood from hoses.
You know, Paul, I don't see how this event is athletic.
Who the hell cares if it's athletic? They're shooting blood from hoses, Don. Blood from hoses.
So how can the players gain the advantage here, Paul?
How do they gain the advantage? They shoot a holy shit ton of blood into them collectors.
Paul, how about some advice for Zomboni?
Grind and shoot, Don. Grind and shoot. Same as my technique for lovemaking.
Paul, how about some advice for Zomboni?
Grind and shoot, Don. Grind and shoot. Which also happens to be my favorite technique for lovemaking.
Players can ram other players to stop them from scoring.
It's just like bumper cars with zombies.
Can players stop others from scoring here, Paul?
Hell yes, they can, Don. Just shoot the damn platforms until they can't see. Mess with their heads a little.
I've learned that the key to the big points is to hit that jackpot target.
Hit the target and screw over your competitors.
I understand bonus zombies are key to getting the high score here.
I don't want to score with too many of the zombies I'm seeing tonight. Last show had way more hotties.
So how exactly can players win here at Bounty Hunter?
You hit the jackpot and you screw the other guy over. Just like in life, Don.
So how exactly can players win here at Bounty Hunter?
In Bounty Hunter, you win by screwing the other guy over and hitting the jackpot. Just like in life.
So what's the key to win here, Paul?
The key to success is keeping your shaft up, high and erect, and beating off the others, Don. I don't want to talk about this one anymore. It makes me feel kind of dirty.
What do you say, Paul? Any great tips for our contestants at this time?
Yeah, beat the other players off every chance you get so you can shaft them zombies.
Well, these jokes kind of write themselves for this event, don't you think, Paul?
I have no idea what you mean, Don.
These jokes just sort of write themselves for this event, don't they, Paul?
I have no idea what you mean, Don.
According to you, Paul, beating off the other players is the key to high scores.
Well, I never had to beat anybody off to win, but hey, whatever works for them.
Making a catch after beating off the others is the key here, Paul.
Catching and beating off at the same time? Now that takes real skill.
What do you think are the keys to this game, Paul?
The key to victory is being the one to slap the final piece onto a zombie. You get maximum points for minimum effort.
Players need to get all 3 pieces on a zombie.
Just like playing dress-up, except with guts.
So help our players out. What's the best way to maximize their score?
Simply treat them zombies like crap, Don. Put all 3 props on them poor saps.
Any other tips for our players, Paul?
They need to get in touch with their autistic side, Don. And chugging a flask backstage doesn't hurt much either.
Players can maximize their points by getting all 3 props on any one zombie.
Wham, bam, thank you, Zom. That's the ticket.
Wow, another great crowd tonight.
Yeah, better than last week. Man, they were only slightly livelier than the zombies.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Zombrex, keeping families together and not dead.
A special prize for our live audience tonight.
To the first person who spots the former mayor of Vegas in our zombie pens.
A special prize for our live audience tonight.
A year's supply of Zombrex to the first person who spots the former mayor of Vegas in our zombie pens.
Boy, these players got schooled in the hard reality of outbreaks.
Exploiting post-traumatic stress disorder for financial gain. That's the American way.
I'm sure you'll agree, never a dull moment here at TIR, Paul.
Huh? What? Oh, sorry, I dozed off for a second there.
Boy, the cleanup after TIR sure takes a real long time, doesn't it, Paul?
Yeah, too bad you gotta work a double shift tonight, Don. Your shovel's in the corner.
Paul, let's take a moment to remind our audience to stock up on Zombrex.
Zombrex, for life's little uncertainties. Especially the ones that are trying to eat your guts.
Sure is a packed crowd here at TIR tonight.
The free booze and tickets really helped to fill up the joint.
Man, this Fortune City crowd is alive with excitement.
In sharp contrast to our zombie participants who are dead with excitement.
Hands off, don't touch that dial. We've got lots of action coming up on TIR.
That's right, don't touch that dial. In fact, rip it off, stomp on it, and throw it out the window.
Career opportunities abound at TIR. We're always in need of a new supply of zombie handlers.
We're also looking for a new play-by-play guy, because this guy's really getting on my freaking nerves.
Pick up the phone, call our operators if you're an authentic outbreak survivor and an American hero.
Or if you're flat broke and you got nothing to live for.
Paul, have you ever seen action like this before?
Are you kidding? I'm responsible for action like this. Do you remember who you're talking to?
Wow, it's a tense contest tonight, folks.
Well, duh!
Records are being broken for the number of zombies killed tonight, Paul.
What are you talking about? I hold all the existing records. Did you even apply for this job?
Records are being broken for the number of zombies killed tonight, Paul.
What are you talking about? I hold all the existing records. Who did you sleep with to get this job anyway?
Wow, these players are really going for it.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have to hose the guts off them after this round to tell who's who.
Wow, these players are really going for it.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have to hose the guts off them after this round to tell who's who.
It looks like many of our contestants have got some personal vendettas, Paul.
Revenge is an excellent motivator. Just ask my ex-wife.
Wow, many of our contestants seem to have personal vendettas tonight, Paul.
Revenge is an excellent motivator. Just ask my ex-wife.
Wow, we've seen buckets of blood and gore in this arena tonight.
TIR. Great fun for all ages.
We'd just like to take a moment to thank our pay-per-view audience for choosing TIR.
Yeah, you may not have chosen wisely, but screw it, we got your money now.
And of course, another big thanks to our TV audience for joining us tonight.
Yeah, you bunch of sick bastards. I love you.
Don't forget, please log on to our website to purchase tonight's commemorative program.
Zombie Centerfold. It's awesome.
Fans, please log on to our website to purchase tonight's commemorative program.
And don't forget to check out the Zombie Centerfold. It's awesome.
Wow, what an incredible contest here tonight.
Now, what do you know? It's nothing like it was in my day, that's for sure.
Looking for some clean laundry? TIR t-shirts are available online.
And all dyes are made with 100% organic zombie guts.
Don't miss out, fans. TIR merchandise is available for the whole family.
We even got kid size for your littlest zombie killers.
TIR would like to say a big thanks to our audience for tuning in tonight.
Yeah, you guys is lifesavers. Without you, where's a sick bastard like me gonna find a job?
Boy, oh boy, some legendary action in our arena tonight, Paul.
I guess if you're easily impressed. Sure as hell ain't like when I was on the show.
You know what, Paul? I once heard that zombies sparkle in the sunlight.
Now that is the most stupidest, retarded thing I have ever heard. Way to go, short bus.
You know what, Paul? I once heard that zombies sparkle in the sunlight.
Now that is the most stupidest, retarded thing I have ever heard.
You know, occasionally, Paul, we do see a familiar face down there.
Yeah, I know I saw a familiar face down there last time I visited your mother. Ha! Bazing!
The winner of this contest, Paul, is going to take home quite a prize.
Yeah, and the loser of this contest gets a night in bed with your wife.
Wow, it almost looks like a music video down there.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, I think I see the king of pop right in the middle of that mob.
Wow, this contest has really been a thriller.
And speaking of thriller, is that zombie who I think it is?
All our winners at TIR get national acclaim.
And more groupies than a golf pro.
Plenty of zombies meet their doom on TIR.
Yeah, you know it, Don. Folks, you should see the trash bins out back of this place. Nasty.
A big thanks again to Phenotrans, makers of Zombrex.
Zombrex, for a little peace of mind.
TIR contestants often go on to make great contributions to society, Paul.
Yeah, Don. For one, if it wasn't for us, the pet food industry would be in deep trouble.
Parents, for the sake of your kids, remember to buy some Zombrex.
I will say right now, there should be Zombrex in every first aid kit in the country.
Fans, if you're interested in appearing on TIR, you can call us
Or if you have any old friends or loved ones chained to the basement wall they ain't doing nothing with, we'd love to have them too.
Tonight's Carnage is proudly presented by Zombrex.
Parents who care pack Zombrex in their kids' lunchbox.
Tonight's Carnage is proudly presented by Zombrex.
If you don't send your kids to school with Zombrex every day, well then you hate your children.
Survivors of zombie outbreaks are welcome to apply for future shows.
Believe you me, post-traumatic stress disorder never felt so good.
By the way, Paul, applications are being accepted now for zombie handlers.
That's right, Don. And among the many perks of being a zombie handler, you get to play with cattle prods all day long.
Boy, it's been quite the gore fest here tonight.
Yeah, the cleanup crew's gonna be logging some serious overtime on this one.
Wow, we've seen some memorable zombie action tonight, Paul.
Not as memorable as your zombie action in the green room before the show, Don.
Paul, you've got to have real motivation to succeed in a contest like this one.
You know it, and nothing provides motivation like trying not to get your face bit off.
Boy, some of these players are really struggling with their performance tonight, Paul.
Yeah, Don, I hear that you could lend me some medication to take care of that problem.
Paul, it appears some people apparently have concerns about our use of zombies.
Pansy-ass sympathies towards zombies is just un-American, Don.
Paul, some people apparently have concerns about the way we're treating our zombies.
Being sympathetic to zombies is just un-American, Don. Remember, folks, oppose TIR and the terrorists win.
There's a lot of hot zombie action right here.
Now, what a coincidence. That's the title of my favorite porno, Hot Zombie Action 7.
Boy, there's lots of hot zombie action right here.
Now, what a coincidence. That's the title of my favorite porno, Hot Zombie Action 7.
Wow, what a terrific crowd here in the arena tonight.
Yeah, and they're getting their fair share of action, Don. We've already run out of complimentary barf bags.
Look out, it's a full-on zombie massacre here tonight, Paul.
Who needs healthcare reform when you got TIR?
Wow, Paul, we got it all. Blood, guts, and sore losers.
That's the American way, Don.
This show makes me proud to be an American, Paul.
Me too, Don. I'd salute if I didn't have a beer in one hand and the other one on my crotch.
Zombie lovers, don't forget to check our website for official TIR merchandise.
Including, of course, the incredibly popular signed photographs of yours truly.
I'm having a look out, Paul. Looks like we've got a few celebrities in attendance tonight.
You mean in the zombie pens or in the audience?
Wow, this is a real night to remember, Paul.
Yeah, night to rip. What did you just say?
One thing's for sure, TIR has always been a real family show.
You're right, Don. TIR is all about family. Mom in the zombie pens, Junior with a shotgun in the range.
One thing's for sure, TIR has always been a real family show.
Yeah, Don. And speaking about family, we got a mother in the zombie pens and her son waiting with a shotgun to blow her head off.
Remember, fans, authentic zombie survivors are invited to apply for a spot on the show.
And authentic zombies as well.
We've heard contestants say that appearing on TIR is cathartic.
I don't know what cathartic means, but if it means killing stuff and winning a whole bunch of cash, then yeah, it's that.
Paul, contestants tell us that appearing on TIR is cathartic.
Ooh, look at Mr. Big Words. Well, if cathartic means killing stuff and winning a whole bunch of cash, then yeah, TIR is that.
Wow, there's some great action here on the floor tonight, Paul.
And that's just up here in the broadcasting booth. Get off your knees, Don.
Tonight's program is brought to you by Phenotrans,
makers of Zombrex, who remind you that stockpiling ensures your lifestyle.
Boy, do we have a terrific live crowd here in the arena tonight.
And a fantastic dead one, too.
You know, players shouldn't underestimate those shuffling zombies, Paul.
I never underestimate anyone trying to bite my freaking face off.
TIR always works with the authorities to ensure the humane care of zombies prior to competition.
And then they completely ignore what happens to them during.
A friendly reminder that you are watching Terror is Reality 17.
A true expression of American values.
Wow, we're looking at some serious payback down there.
Revenge is a dish best served sprayed all over everybody.
Our players definitely need to be on their toes when fighting both zombies and one another.
It's like dancing with a partner who is trying to kill you.
And as always, rest assured our staff is standing by with emergency Zombrex.
Followed by complimentary trips to the quarantine camp of your choice.
Those zombies, their bite is sure worse than their bark.
I don't know, Don. You ever smelled their breath? If ass had an ass, it would smell like that.
Wow, Paul, it's quite the contest out there.
You're just running out of things to say, aren't you?
Chalk this up as another memorable night here at TIR.
Not as memorable as the night that we roofied you and then tied you to an anthill with no pants.
I must admit, Paul, I'm a big fan of this game.
So am I, and I'm handsomely paid to say so.
Boy, I sure do love the action in this game, Paul.
I just love the gore, Don. You can have the action.